Okay, so for my tip of the week, we're going to talk about the internship and the internship application letter. These are probably the two most confusing moments this week, and the letter has a little bit of instructions that are kind of difficult, so I want to talk about those. So for Wednesday, you need to choose a company. These are made up companies, but choose a company that you want to apply to for an internship. And obviously, this is a fake internship, but it does direct your assignments and research and what you do for the rest of the semester. So read each of the made up companies carefully and decide which company you want to apply to. Once you've decided which company you want to be an intern with, you're going to write an application letter. That's on the next page here. The application letter is a pass-fail assignment, meaning that, and you'll see here down in the instructions, that it is most likely you will get a 0 the first time, meaning that I will look at it, and if you don't do it perfectly, then I give you a 0, and you get 2 opportunities to revise in the next 2 weeks. So the letter is due on, what date did they have this one due? In the midweek submission. And because I'm grading your ethical dilemmas, it'll probably take me till the beginning of next week to get you some feedback. But once you get some feedback, you'll see a 0 because you have to do it perfectly to get the 25 points. So don't be alarmed when you see that 0. Just go back in and look at my feedback and resubmit it. You get 2 resubmissions, and then your third score is your final score. So that's either a 0 or a 25. There's nothing in between. So let me know if you have questions about that. It would be nice if you follow the format to get it done correctly the first time, but that's a little bit tricky because we're in the technical writing unit. There's a lot of specific instructions in the way that it looks, and to follow that, it takes a couple of revisions. I like the example letters, so let me show you where those are. These 2 examples right here, I really like those. I found that formatting your letter similarly is where students have the most success. While the website and link here to professional letters is helpful, I kind of found that a little bit confusing. So I would really stick to the cover letter example 1 and cover letter example 2. You do not need a decorative box around your letter. It can just be in a Word document. And it doesn't need like a header. You don't need to create one for the internship. It's important to address your internship correctly to the right person. So when you're reviewing your companies, look who the person is that runs the company, and that's who you'll direct it to. Let me show you a student example from last semester. I've taken out the personal information of the student, but this student did it right the first time. And let me point out what she did well that got her full credit and she didn't need to revise. She had this nice header up here, and I clearly, when I was changing that, spelled student wrong. You guys probably do that too, right? Student, sorry about that. Woohoo, there we go, trying to type and record at the same time. It does not like that, but so maybe it was right the first time. That's annoying. Anyway, so there you go. Sarah Student. Contact information, email, LinkedIn profile if you have it, how employers get a hold of you. The spacing of this letter is done correctly according to APA. Notice that you have a date, a space, the address, right? This will be found in your internship information. So will this contact person of Carefree Consulting. But notice the spacing there. And then it's 3 paragraphs. I would aim for 3 paragraphs. Paragraph 1 is the strengths, the things that you bring to the company that you would offer them and the things that you do well. And then your experience in the second paragraph. So the things that you did speak specifically about your experience. So obviously the student worked at the Wellness Center and volunteered in the chemistry tutoring lab. And then a concluding paragraph where you thank them and look forward to hearing from them and contacting them, and then obviously a space for a signature, which you don't necessarily need to do because this is an electronic submission. So this letter was done well and followed the formatting really well. Some of the website instructions back here give you some professional letter, but then here you kind of have some direction as well. So part 1, you'll submit that by the midweek due date this week, and then part 2, you'll revise once it's returned to you. And again, you have 2 weeks from the deadline, so not next week or the week after, to resubmit and get 2 points. And then by the end of week 8, your final score will stand. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. That internship is really important because the technical report, which is our next writing assignment, the data is you analyze the data based on the internship that you've chosen. So we'll talk more about the technical report next week in our tip of the week. But for now, just focus on the letter. Let me know if you have any questions.